everything if I'm going to win the spiritual war. Therefore, Paul says, if I arm myself with the whole armor, I'll be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand, he said, I've got to keep on standing, having my loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. I've got to have my feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, and above all, above everything else I got on, Paul says I got to take the shield of faith, so that I will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. This shield of faith is my confidence in God's ability to give me the strength I need to stand fast in this fight. This shield of faith is my belief that there is nothing that God can't help me handle. This shield of faith is my certainty in God's ability, because Paul said in Romans chapter 8 that if God be with me, then there ain't a man who can be against me. This shield of faith is my surety that God is going to see me through. It doesn't matter what's coming against me, but what it matters is who's standing with me. And as long as God is standing with me, I'll be victorious over what's coming against me. That's the reason my faith got to be where it needs to be. I can't have no wishy-washy faith when I'm with the Lord, as long as things are going well. But I get a little nervous when things turn the other direction. I've got to have the kind of faith that says if the Lord gives and when the Lord takes away, I'll still bless the name of the Lord. I've got to have a fortified faith, the kind of faith that'll make me stand up in the presence of a giant and tell him, if I come against you with the power of my God on my side, you too are going to fall. I've got to have some Jericho marching faith, the kind of faith that'll make me keep on walking while other folk are standing around watching. I've got to have some Shadrach type faith, faith that'll make me look the king square in the eyes and tell him, you go ahead and do what you got to do. But even if you heat the fire up, I still ain't gonna power. That's the kind of faith that'll make you look the devil in the face and say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. That's the kind of faith that'll make you look the devil in the face and say, greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. That's the kind of faith that'll make you look at him and say, I can do all things through Christ who will give me the strength to do it. That's the kind of faith that'll make you say, I have been young and I'm just a little bit older, and I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. I know in whom I have believed, and I am persuaded that he's able to keep that which I have committed unto him against that day. It's not me, but it's the God that lives in me, and the life that I now live, I live by the faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. I know who's on my side. I know who got my back. I know who watches over me when I go to sleep at night. And there ain't a devil in hell I can't handle, because God will help me win the victory every time. That's the kind of faith I got to have. Oh, and when I learned that, I'll win every battle every time. I ain't fighting against the flesh. I'm fighting something on the inside of that flesh that makes me look at the flesh in a different way if my faith is not where it's supposed to be. And that's all Paul wanted us to recognize. Because the more we fight each other, the less we fight the true enemy. You're not my enemy. The devil is my enemy. You're not my adversary. The devil is my adversary. And Peter said, he like a roaring lion. seeking whom he may devour. Oh, maybe he looking for somebody to tear up. He wants to devour you and reduce you to your lowest common denominator.
Yes, sir.
Jesus told Peter, he says, Simon, Satan has desired to have you,
Yes, sir.
that he may sift you like wheat.
Yes, sir.
He wants to break you down.
Yes, sir.
And isn't that what we allow him to do sometimes?
That's right.
Ain't that what we allow him to do sometimes?
Right.
Can we be honest tonight?
Right.
Isn't that's exactly what I allow him to do? Because I could be having a great day.
Yeah.
I could wake up on Sunday morning and say, oh, hallelujah, the sun was shining, the birds were singing, it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. I mean, the atmosphere was just right to have Jesus' joy. It was just right to come into the atmosphere of worship and get your praise to God, lift it up way high, and then we allow somebody to just snatch all that away, crumble it up,
That's it.
throw it down, and then step on it.
Say that.
So you ain't having no more issues. That's what the devil wanted.
Yes, sir.
And we let
There are 15 to 20 people who will walk past you and say, girl, you look good today.
Yeah.
So Jones, I like that blouse. That looks good on you.
Uh-huh.
And then one person will say, you know, that ain't your color, don't you? And out of the 20 folk that told me I look good, I focus on the one person that told me that wasn't my color.
say that.
I don't wear the blouse no more. Because some devil said it wasn't my color. It's not the person. It's a personality
That's it.
that's influencing them to do what they do, to say what they say, and to act the way they act.
Right, sir.
That's why, and you know, nobody understood that better than the Lord. Which is the reason why he said in Matthew 5, love your enemies.
Yes, sir.
You ever wonder the real reason why he would tell you love somebody? Why? No, can't stand them. Because it's not them. It's something inside of them. So the way you help foster change in them is to love them.
Say that.
Do good to those that hate you.
Right, sir.
You say, why in the world would I do that? Ain't it just better if I just leave them alone? I mean, if they don't bother me, I don't bother them. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't that be much easier? Well, the road to heaven was never meant to be easy. As a matter of fact, Jesus told his disciples that the violent or the wicked try to take away the kingdom. And they take it by force, and the righteous have to press their way into it.
Yeah.
When we get there, we ain't gonna get there because we wouldn't try.
Right.
You got to put some effort for it.
Right.
You got to do some difficult things.
Yes.
And the Lord never asked me to do anything that he wasn't willing to do first.
Right.
I saw him loving his enemies. They were sitting at the table with one of them who had just left the Pharisees and scribes.
Yes, sir.
Said, how much will you give me for it? Come on in the room. Left that meeting. Sat right at the dinner table with Jesus. And had the audacity to ask him, is it I? If that ain't the devil, I don't know what it is. Is it I? Didn't you just lead the folk who agreed with you for 30 pieces of silver? And you're going to sit in the Lord's face and ask him, is it I? The Lord said, one of y'all going to betray me. Is it I? You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Jesus said, to whom I give the salt.
All right.
Now, I got a lesson coming about the salt. Sister Nancy, that salt is heavy. That salt is heavy because, see, when you study the Jewish culture, they didn't do like us. We'll eat with anybody. Baby, as long as they cook it, we'll eat with anybody.